Hey everyone, today is January 3rd, 2025. So in this video, I'm going to explain why I still believe that Kamala Harris may become the 47th U.S. president due to the 25th Amendment being enacted before the inauguration of January 20th. So this image right here is from The Simpsons, Bart to the Future. And it's where Lisa Simpson becomes president, and you can see she is wearing the same outfit that Kamala Harris wore on her inauguration for vice president. And you may have also heard before that Kamala Harris was born the same day that Hoover died, President Hoover. October 20th, 1964, Hoover was the 31st president. Kamala Harris was born in the 31st state of California. And also back in 1989, President Gerald Ford stated how he believed we would have the first U.S. Female president. He said that it's likely that the president would die in office and we would already have a female vice president and she would become president due to the 25th Amendment. So here's the constellation Andromeda. And the brightest star in the constellation Andromeda is Syrah. Well, that spells Harris backwards. But, I kid you not, the third brightest star Andromeda is Alamak, and that spells Kamala backwards. So this in itself is really strange and cannot be a coincidence. But what I'm about to tell you, also, there is no way that this is a coincidence. Combining this and what my friend told me about her daughter, back in 2016, I had a friend that was worried about Hillary Clinton becoming president. You know, her and Trump are running for president in 2016, and because her mentally challenged 5-year-old daughter said that things will get bad when a woman becomes president. But the name of this little girl who said this is Andromeda. I mean, my mind is blown about these connections, and this cannot be a coincidence. And that really leads me to believe that we are going to see a Kamala Harris president on top of all the other connections that I'm about to show you guys. So back on Kamala Harris's birthday, that was the day that Trump served fries in Pennsylvania. He also went to the Pittsburgh Steelers game versus the New York Jets. Thanks to Decoding with Cody, I'm taking some of what he said here, the connections with Najee Harris scoring the last touchdown on Kamala Harris's birthday. And he wore number 22. And this was exactly 22 months after Franco Harris died of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So taking that information, I was looking at a date around January 12th and the 13th. I think I'm focusing more on the 12th. That is exactly 22,000 days after Kamala Harris was born. And around January 12th is the day that I believe that Kamala Harris may become the 47th president. So here's Trump at the game on Kamala Harris's birthday. So I just did a decode about the stadium for my last video, Heinz Field. I showed the connections with the plane crashes with Teresa Heinz and John Heinz, and the connection with John Kerry, member of the Skull and Bones Club, right? And their number is 322, and they show this image just as the field gets blown up. So they show Trump and the number 337, and that does kind of connect to this 322 backwards, because 337 is the 223rd octal number. It's also the 68th prime, and 68 equals the 48th composite. And 223 is the 48th prime. So here's a scene from I Pet Goat 2. And the 322 in the woman's hair. So this is supposed to represent the black teacher during 9/11. George Bush was in the classroom reading My Pet Goat to children, and this is the video I Pet Goat too, when you had the black teacher in the room. But I also said that this does represent Kamala Harris because 3,022 weeks after her birth date, with the dates reversed. Remember I said looking at the dates in reverse, like reversing the dates, putting the 1020 over here, the 1119 over here. But exactly 3,022 weeks with the dates reversed, we had a Club Q mass shooting. And what's right next to her hair? The letter Q, right? And so, as I said, I'm looking at January 12th, 22,000 days after Kamala Harris was born, end date included. You know, we had Najee Harris, number 22, scoring the last touchdown, 22 months after Franco Harris died, on Kamala Harris's birthday. And so January 12th is exactly 2 months, 23 days, the backwards 322 code, after Kamala Harris was born. Remember I said this number 337 also connects to 223 because that is the 223rd octal number. Franco Harris, he died exactly 2 years, 23 weeks before January 12th. Now get this. Najee Harris, the guy that scored this touchdown wearing number 22, was born exactly 13,458 days prior to January 12th. Well, this is the 32,222nd octal number. Now, January 12th is also 223 days before her father's birthday, Donald Harris. And it's interesting that her father is named Donald, too. And we had a lightning striking the White House on Obama's birthday. Actually, Barack means lightning. And that happened exactly 2 years, 23 weeks apart from this coming January 12th. Now, this scene that a lot of people have talked about, the lotus flower emerging from the split apple. Kamala Harris. Kamala means lotus flower. And what do we see on Obama's forehead? We see the letter V. And what is the letter V? V is the 22nd letter. And January 12th, as I said, it's 22,000 days after Kamala Harris was born. So this fits the scene with I Pet Goat 2 and the number 22 and her birth date. And look at this. We have a perfect 322 connection, 3,022 weeks, 2 days to January 12th from the 25th Amendment being adopted, which would allow Kamala Harris to become president if something were to happen to Biden. Now, if Kamala becomes the 47th U.S. president before inauguration, I believe Donald Trump would automatically become the 48th president on inauguration day. But I'm also wondering, is something going to happen? Is it going to be delayed? Because we have this perfect 322 connection with the dates reversed to the day that Kamala Harris was born. 3,222 weeks. So there you have it, guys. I just provided the evidence why I believe we will see Kamala Harris becoming the 47th U.S. president soon.